Let's go, it's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show.
Which part, old man, that ain't got time to shake your head? Get that side check, put it in pockets till I get back. Going downtown.
To cover this entire game would just be impossible. I'm not going to make a 20-minute review. Instead, I'm going to track what the game did well and what it slipped up on. So, super fans blaming me for missing certain features, sorry, this is how it's going to be in this review. Dragon Age starts off a few years after the second title. You play as the Inquisitor, and your goal is to basically stop this army of ghosts, ghouls, demons, and all this other evil entities. The plot itself is solid enough, but it's the interactions with your party that really suck you into the title, just like any BioWare game. You'll establish an entire party of unique characters that all have their own personality and unique features. I know I used unique twice, but you know what I mean. Mix Dragon Age 1 and 2's gameplay and make it quicker, more brutal, and have a lot more teamwork, and you got this game's combat system. The level up system gives you plenty of trees to make your own warrior, mage, or rogue, and this time you can fully customize your party's armor and weapons. So this all sounds amazing, right? Let's see if it all is.
The Wardens carry out a vital duty, but they also go too far. They need to be controlled.
Inquisitor.
The nightmare has found us.
Which part, old man, that ain't got time to shake your head? Get that side check, put it in pockets till I get back. Going downtown.
The biggest positive by far is the character development and interactions. The affection I feel for a lot of these characters kept me involved throughout my entire time playing. I especially love the fact that each gives plenty of background, easily changes your mind on their introduction. Characters like Sarah or Cassandra appear kind of boring at first for me, but become more interesting as I play on. The dialogue, choices, and the characters all make this adventure worth going through. A new feature to BioWare games that was missing for a while is exploring. You take Skyrim, Kingdom of Almar, and Dragon Age, and this is its baby. You'll be traveling around a lot of different territories trying to search for the next side mission or main mission. Plenty of small caves to explore, interesting places to take over, and little extras to collect scattered throughout. Combat is powerful, fast-paced, yet still remains pretty strategic at times. It's also not the easiest combat ever, as you'll have to make sure to keep up with your healing, watching your party members, doing right setup specials, and so on and on. Talking about combat, it's creating your own character the way you want to play that makes it most interesting when fighting. To my warrior, who's a two-handed badass, right? That's cool. However, I could have easily gone sword and shield, and the gameplay would have felt extremely different. Just like a rogue, when you choose either a bow or a dagger, feel very different, and the same thing with mages. It's a world of difference, making the classes actually fun and smart and easy to use, but switching over, making it more interesting to learn all over again with that class. Another part of gameplay is being the Inquisitor. Condemning prisoners, telling your council what to do on side missions or main missions, feeling like you actually have an army is all very refreshing. If I'm going to take on the entire world of evil, at least let me feel like a badass doing so.
Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. Hear that? I meant the stronghold, but it sounded like... Well, it's funny, right? Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and Mages need to be sat down.
The design in this game is great. Each place definitely feels different. Weather conditions add to the effect as well. The character models feel a little bit at times, but the design of most of them make up for that. I also love the fact that half an area can be completely different from the other half of the area, making it pretty awesome to explore the entire map. The animations are much better, though still a little bit stiff, way better than Dragon Age 1 and 2. The story itself is well made. You want to stop the evil forces, and the complaints of the second title being basically just a story in Kirkwell, this you're going to many areas, and it's going to take you 60 plus hours just to cover them. Hell, more if you actually do main missions and side missions at the same time. Which brings me to my next and final good thing. There is a lot of content. Dragon Age took me 42 hours to beat, and I did a large amount of side missions and the main mission, and I beat the entire game. Dragon Age 2 took me about 27 hours. Now, this title took me over 65 hours and I'm still playing this fucking game. The game easily topples the first title and makes the second one look like an expansion. The amount of armor, weapons, tools, skills, missions, places, and so on to uncover, it's just amazing, but it also can be overwhelming at times, which leads me right to my bad. Overwhelming amount of things might turn a lot of gamers off. A lot of players seem to feel bored after the first few hours in Hinterlands, the first place you get or you go to. Luckily, if you actually just continue the main story like, trust me, you're supposed to, it gets far more engrossing, and you soon find that Hinterlands to be more of a meh part of the game, and the rest is so much more fun to explore. Still, this can shun a lot of new gamers, and it almost made me kind of like step back and say, wow, this is a step down from the last two. But once I got out of the first area, it got so damn good. But it's still a negative for people who do not know that. Which brings me to another bad. The cinematic feel is a little lost in this title. With so much side missions to do, a lot being fetch quests or simple hunting monsters like in MMOs, you might not feel this is cinematic enough because the recent BioWare games have been very cinematic and you get very attached. So it's a hit or a miss. If you like more linear titles with the story just kind of in your face at all times, this title might not be for you. The bugs are evident in this title. Nothing game-breaking, but plenty to break the immersion. Especially romantic scenes that freeze up over a minute. Stuff like dialogue not showing up and so on. They're small, but they're really annoying nonetheless, and I don't remember any major ones like this from the other two.
Waits for no man that ain't got time to shake your hand. Get that Snapchat, put it in pockets like it's back. Going downtown.
Inquisition is a title that is simply, the word that best to describe this is ambitious. While some older fans want more of a story-driven title, you get in return content that simply will make any person who loves searching and finding new items glee and happiness. The way you get to know your characters, though, really makes you relate to them and understand them. That has always been BioWare's forte. The new armor and weapons you can find, create, make, is just addicting, and you can collect a ton of shit. And new places to explore, making it a joy to get to the next area every single time. Dragon Age Inquisition is something of a special game, and while I think there's a few things that hold it back, it's still an amazing fucking game. Make no mistake, a 9 out of 10, easy, and I recommend it to any RPG fan or Dragon Age fan, because the lore is there and there's a ton of it. And if you like collecting shit, you probably already bought this game. 9 out of 10.
In war, victory. In peace, vigilance.